everyone, and welcome to the Unfiltered Sports Podcast Network, where today we are starting our brand new podcast series, and I am Cal Friedman, your host, welcoming you to 3-Minute Drill, where this is basically going to be a debate series that you guys are really going to enjoy, and we are going to go ahead with our first matchup today. Everyone will play each other twice here on the Unfiltered, which means 30 matchups of good fun. Now, it's a bit of a competition. There's no real reward we've decided yet, but there's definitely going to be some bragging rights. And it's time that we introduce our first two contestants. First up, he is a New York Jets, LA Clippers, New Jersey Devils, New York Mets, and New York Rebels fan. Give it up for Tommy Novitsky.
And Notre Dame.
And, of course, we have one of Tommy's close friends, but somehow, due to the allegiances he has, I have no idea how they're friends. He's a New York Giants fan, a Celtics fan, an Islanders fan, a Yankees fan, a New York City fan. Basically, everything opposite. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome John Palazzo.
Hey, what's up, peeps?
So basically,
Bitches.
what we're going to do this episode is I'm going to sort of explain the rules just so that everyone knows. So 3-minute drill.
Warriors blew a 3-1 lead.
Thank you for that, as well as the Indians. So, to explain, 3-minute drill is based off the three categories per the episode, which will be three different sports. They're all major sports. Questions that will be given to our two contestants could be yes, no, one option or the other, or multiple answer questions. Contestants will get a minute to, as soon as they hear the question, to research into the question to provide a response. Then begin into the 3-minute part. We will put a timer on for 1 minute. Whoever goes first, which today will be decided by coin toss because both teams have the same record, but going fourth, whoever has the better record will have to go. Whoever has the worst record will go first and third. But anyways, so whoever goes first will get the first 30 seconds to argue their point. The second person will get the last 30 seconds to argue the point. So basically, there will be 3 minutes of arguing. If you guys get what I'm saying, is everyone okay with everything?
It's all chill.
So before we start, we are going to have to do our coin toss. Now, I'm going to say that the three categories of sports today will be college football, NBA, and Major League Baseball. Since John is the host and owner of the podcast network, Tommy, I'm going to give you the option to call heads or tails. Tommy, this will be tails. This will be heads. Make your call.
Heads.
And the call is tails. So, John, you have the option to answer college football first, NBA second, and MLB first, or you can defer it to Tommy and let him answer college football and baseball first.
I'll defer it so I can get NBA first.
Okay, so what this means is Tommy will answer our first question, which is the college football question. Are you guys both ready to go?
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right, hopefully my scout doesn't lag on me now. So here is the question for college football. The Washington Huskies, who are ranked 7th in the nation right now, have just lost their star linebacker Joe Mathis to injury, who led the team in sacks. He is ruled out until further notice, which means he could still return, but looking at the odds right now, it looks like he will miss the final couple games of his senior season. Washington currently stands 7th in the polls with 2 games remaining. Arizona State at home and Washington State away, who are 20th in the polls, to end the season. You each are going to get 1 minute to answer to research your answer into this question. Tommy, you will answer it first. Here's the question. Does Joe Mathis' injury ruin Washington's chance at a top 4 spot to end the season? You both have a minute to do your research starting now.
Jesus Christ.
You can write down whatever you want. You can write it down. You can copy it down. You both can answer. If Tommy answers yes, John, you can also answer yes, but you're going to want to make sure that you come up with different argument points so that you can win the argument. Obviously, what this is going to go down to is the rest of the hosts here on the podcast network will vote on who will win, and who will win will be who will get, obviously, the 1-0 record, and the loser will get the 0-1 record. I'm going to tell you guys, you have 30 seconds left to do your research. The two other matchups here in Week 1, I will be playing against Colby, who's in the call right now. Colby, please don't unmute your mic. If you do, I wouldn't be surprised. And Kevin will take on Scott, which certainly has all of us here at the Podcast Network really excited. And, of course, We hope it has you excited to get ready to understand this series. And I'm going to tell you guys now that your minute is up of your research. So John deferred. So Tommy, here is the question again. Does Joe Mathis's injury ruins Washington's stand? I can't speak. Does Joe Mathis's injury ruin Washington's chance at a top 4 spot in the season? Yes or no?
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, so he's gonna. Okay, wait, before you go on, your answer is no. John, your answer is what? Yes or no?
My answer is no. I don't think it will hurt them that much. Or hurt the chance of the playoff spot.
You each are going to have 30 seconds of the minute to make your case of obviously which one of you should win this. Tommy, are you ready?
Yes.
So I'm going to start the timer, and as soon as it passes 30, I'm going to yell John's name, and as soon as I yell John's name, John is going to start arguing. If you say stop before your 30 seconds is over, John gets the time. If you interrupt John, or John, if you interrupt Tommy, it's going to be a first warning, but I will warn you that doing this could have you penalized. So, Tommy, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, argue.
All right. So we had a lot of tackles this season. Tackles, I don't know. I really don't feel like he was enough of a big part of the team. He is a linebacker. He could have been blitzing a lot. He could have been playing more zone. Tackles, in my mind, mean that either it could be a good thing, like they blitzed, you know what I mean? And he got the tackle, which could be good, but it could also mean that he left a receiver open, and
right,
he has
John.
not got to enter.
John.
Yes.
Go.
Answer. You have 30 seconds. Go.
Okay. I do think Joe Mathis, losing him is big, but I don't think it's big enough to hurt the playoff chances. I think they can easily beat Arizona State and Washington State, their big rival. I think they're still a great team, great offensive team. Jake Browning is currently one of the top people in the Heisman race, and he's been leading them all season. And I think they just had one bad slip-up against USC, and I definitely see him in the playoff this year. I think you win these next 2 games, you're in the Pac-12 championship. And
yeah, I forgot to mention the Pac-12 championship. So both players putting up very good arguments there. I don't really know what I would call it, but are you guys ready to move on to the next round, which is the NBA round?
yes.
I know John's ready for it. Okay, so John, we will keep in mind that you will be answering the question first. You both are going to have a minute to research again. Here is the question. In a recent interview, John Wall stated that he doesn't get the credit he deserves in this league. He is a top 20 shooter in the early stages of the season. He's in the top 20 points per game. Yet, as a leader and in his career, he hasn't carried the Wizards past the second round of the playoffs. John Palazzo, Tommy Nowitzki, you have 1 minute to answer this question. Should John Wall be considered a top 6 point guard in the NBA? Research starts now. Also, at the Unfiltered Podcast, we do want to remind you that there will be plenty of podcasts this week. Hopefully, there will be a new episode of Unfiltered United, the soccer podcast with me and Kevin. There also might be some Beyond the Hardwood with John and Tommy. And, of course, there's going to be more 3-minute drills, as well as maybe some new stuff. And you never know, with the sports world, as I might cue up Scott right now. Hopefully, he's listening. He's listening. I'm about to get the quote.
The sports world, according to Ilya Brizgalov, the great Ilya Brizgalov, is such a humongous thing.
Thank you for that, Scott. Thank you for that. As mentioned before, Scott will face Kevin. I'm not sure when that will go up, but it will go up sometime, hopefully this week. And I'm going to tell you guys right now that your research is up. Hopefully you can hear the timer going off. So, John, you have an answer for this question?
Yes, I do. I think he is a top 6 point guard in the NBA right now.
Okay, Tommy. Agree or disagree?
I do not think so.
Okay, this makes it a bit more interesting. So, John, are you ready?
Yes.
You have 30 seconds of the minute to reveal your answer of why John Wall is a top 6 point guard. When I call out Tommy's name, you stop. Ready? 3, 2, 1, yes.
Well, first off, I just want to say he's scoring 22.3 points a game, 8.3 assists, 4.4 rebounds, and those are fantastic stats for a starting point guard in the NBA. I don't think he's on the level of a guy like Curry, Westbrook, or Kyrie Irving, or even Damian Lillard, but I do think he's still a top 6 point guard. But I would have him at 5 or 6 because he's not at that superstar level that those guys that I just named are at, but he's still at that level.
Stop, Tommy, go.
Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, and Kyle Lowry. Definitely better than John Wall. He could not get his team anywhere. He needed Durant. He did not get Durant. His stats, in my opinion, do not make him a top 6 point guard. He's getting 22.3 points a game this season, which is pretty good, but definitely not up there with people like Paul.
All right, stop. So I felt you guys both have good arguments. I feel me and Scott actually were talking about this before, and we made a prediction. I was like, you know what? Is John really going to call him a top 6 point guard? We both said no. To be honest,
I will chime in here. I will chime in here too. I'm not even making an offense to bias, but John, no offense to you, I thought you were going to put Isaiah Thomas in the top 6 point guards in the NBA.
I honestly thought you were doing it.
No.
And for both of you guys, I was kind of surprised no one mentioned the whole relationship with Bradley Beal.
Colby, mic off now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your input, Scott. Thank you for your input, Colby. Please turn off your cameras now. So that was round 2 of 3. I'd say it's pretty even right now, which comes down to our final round, which will be the baseball round. Tommy, again, will answer this question first. And you each are going to get...
Is there any way I could actually ask this question? Because I actually found a really good way to ask it.
Yeah, sure. I'll let you do it.
Okay. So, Cincinnati Reds second baseman Brandon Phillips recently said that he is more open to waiving his no-trade clause than he was last offseason due to the lack of talent on the Cincinnati Reds. They were almost going to trade him to the Nationals last offseason before they signed Daniel Murphy, but he waived his no-trade clause. Now, Tommy, you get to answer this one first. The question is, what team could use a player like Brandon Phillips, and is he even a major piece to a contending team anymore? You have 1 minute to research.
Thank you for that, Scott. Just a reminder once again that the 2 remaining matchups of the 3-minute drill, Scott will play against Kevin and I will play against Colby. Obviously, I won't be hosting my own podcast against Colby. Scott will be the host of that, so he's getting a better practice what he's in right now. He also, just a little background on Scott, he is the host of the hockey podcast Shots Fired and
correct?
I just want to put in my 2 cents here and say that UConn just lost to Northeastern in college basketball, so another 0-2 with losses to Northeastern and Wagner.
Wow.
So L to
They're
UConn men's.
Colleges. I don't know why you're being mean.
It's an upset, though. All right, I'm going to tell you guys that your research time is up. So, Tommy, you have the first answer of this question. I'll ask it again. What team could use Brandon Phillips, and does he make a major impact on a team anymore?
I'm going to go with yes. He went 291 last year, 11 home runs.
Don't. Just give me your answer rather than
Okay. I'm going to say yes. He can be a major part to a team. And
okay, John.
The Twins.
Oh, the Twins. All right, that's a good one. All right, John, your answer?
I agree. I think he's a big target, and I think a team he could go to is actually the New York Mets.
The New York Mets. So John is making the argument for Tommy's team. Tommy is making the argument for the Twins. So, Tommy, you have the first 30 seconds of the minute. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, Twins.
All right, I'm I'm going to start this off by saying, John, we just signed Neil Walker, one of the best second basemen in the league. We re-signed him. We do not need Brandon Phillips, so your claim is definitely wrong. Just want to put that out there.
That's good.
Brandon Phillips had an average of 291 last year. He did not hit the ball very far, and he did not get many RBIs, but he knew how to get on base. He had a 320 on-base percentage. And the Twins, are really lacking at all positions. Maybe they could give up an older player like Joe Mauer.
All right,
Probably
stop.
get something else from the Reds too.
Stop.
And
No,
Alright.
I may I
Wait,
may
wait.
I actually change up my answer a little bit.
How are you gonna change it?
I thought of a better team that he could have gone to.
I mean, I normally wouldn't allow this, but I'm gonna let it slide.
The Diamondbacks.
Okay, so John, you have 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, Diamondbacks.
Well, we all know the current starting second baseman of the Diamondbacks is Chris Owings. Not really someone who has the talent to be have that starting role yet. And as we saw last year, Brandon Phillips batted .291, .324, .16 in a solid 2016 season. And although his defense has declined as of late due to his age, now 35, I think he's still a reasonably attractive target for this team. And he's just someone the Diamondbacks could use these next few years in a possible playoff push.
Pause. I'm sorry to interrupt here. Chris Owings is their starting shortstop. Gene Segura is their starting second baseman.
They got switched.
They got switched at the start of the season. Actually, no.
All right.
Nick Ahmed is their starting shortstop. Chris Owings got moved to the outfield.
All right. Well, same difference. I feel like, in my opinion, Gene Segura. It's maybe worth it if a Diamondbacks team that has Paul Goldschmidt and a couple of good players to really build around to try to make a push for the playoffs. John, I normally won't allow that. I'm going to say from this point on, you can't really change your answer up from this point on, but I'm going to allow it. Tommy, you gave a very good argument. You also went in and proved why John's original point was wrong. John, I feel like you had a good knowledge of how the Diamondbacks really needed a second baseman. And I'd like to congratulate both of you guys on a solid round one. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Can I just bust in here on another team that could use Brandon Phillips?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
I was thinking of them.
Their starting second baseman currently is Johnny Giavatella.
It doesn't even
like
say.
John.
Hey. Don't bust on my boy Johnny Baseball.
That's what I'm saying.
Former Kansas City Royal. Yes, he's a good player. Yes, they could move him as a utility guy. They have Yunel Escobar at third base. They have, oh my God, Andrelton Simmons at shortstop. They have Albert Pujols / CJ Cron at first. But Giavatella is not a starting second baseman in the MLB.
Johnny Baseball, boys.
All
Remember
right,
the name.
so that is going to conclude the first round one matchup. We are off to record two more right after this. I will inform you guys that Tommy, your round two matchup, your week two matchup will be Scott, and John, your round two matchup will be me. I wish you guys both good luck. We will inform you of who wins this contest in the first matchup of next week. We will reveal the standings. For now, congratulations to Johnny, and Tommy. I'm Cal Friedman, and I will see you guys next time on 3 Minute Drill.
Leave in the comments who you think won.
True that.
Hey, guys.